Given a speech here at the annual conference this morning, and there's really three themes that I've highlighted. The first is I leave the British Chambers of Commerce this year. And the one area where I think there's been very little improvement nationally over the last decade is skills. Employers are still complaining about their inability to really find young people that are fit for work. And what I believe very strongly is that there has been far too much focus about structures and not enough about what I would term outcomes. So in my time working, we've had the training boards, we've had the Manpower Services Commission, the training agency, we've had the Training and Enterprise Council, Learning and Skills Council, skills funding agencies, YPLA, which is now going. Far too much focus on structures. That has to change, and we have to have a series and system of qualifications that employers equally understand, and the way that academic qualifications are understood. I think that's the first key point. I think the second is from an employer's perspective, what they want, as I say, is a system that they understand, qualifications that they understand, a language that they understand, and having young people that essentially they can then work with to provide a valuable addition to their company and to skill them as well. And to do that, we need a high quality education system, which we don't have, which still fails about half the young people in this country. We have to improve that. And the third point I made was about apprenticeships. We have to be really careful. This is not a numbers game. This is about quality. And if we simply attach the branding, it's apprenticeship to every young person that's on a training program, it will lose credibility and lose it rapidly. Apprenticeships made their name, and they have for many people of my generation very real quality seal attached to them. If that is devalued, then parents will wise up, young people will wise up, and employers will wise up, and we're going to have change again, which is the last thing we want.
There's been a lot of talk over efficiency indicators recently. Do you have any thoughts on how training providers should measure their own effectiveness?
Well, all I would say is that training providers are like farmers, and if the government or the EU pays them to do grow one sort of crop, as farmers do, they'll do it. If it moves to another, they'll do it. Training providers are hugely flexible, and they will develop programs and develop ways of training to meet government needs. What I'm saying is that we've got to have this endless change. We've got to have a system of funding, a system of training that employers, training providers, and young people understand.
And what are your thoughts on subcontracting in the sector? Does it risk damaging the outcomes for
I think we've got to look at the way that industry and business work. Subcontracting is a natural way forward. I see no reason why subcontracting should not be used.
Okay, and finally, what do you think of the ALP's new name, the AELP?
Well, I think the AELP has a critical role to play. It's bringing together both large and small training providers, but it's about employment. I think it's a very positive way forward, and it's a critical and key time for the organisation.